I started 75 hard and failed, but it was perhaps one of the best things that I've done in my life, and here's why. About 3 weeks ago, I started 75 hard. If you haven't heard about the challenge or if you need a little refresher, it is a mental toughness challenge that was created by Andy Frisella. And what you need to do is follow 5 rules every day. It is drink a gallon of water, take 1 progress picture every day, read 10 pages in a nonfiction book, do a 45-minute workout indoors, and another 45-minute workout outdoors. And you also need to choose one diet and stick to it. So the diet it's your choice. You want to do keto, you want to just avoid sugar. If you, like me, what I did was I just aimed to get 120 grams of protein in every day, and I'd eat a well-balanced diet other than that, because I knew that I am typically not great at getting all my protein. So that's what I did. But yeah, my experience over the course of the 2 weeks that I stuck to the program was overall great. The overall experience was absolutely great. So why did I fail? I think what happened was this type of a program for me right now was quite rigorous. It is fall in Southern California where I live. And so I started, end of August? And I knew that I wasn't at my best fitness level. So I did a 45-minute walk every day, and then I did like a 45-minute workout. That's how I started. And already in the first few days, I started to flare with my health issues. So I still don't know what I'm suffering from, but over the past 7 years or so, I have had what we now think might be something like autoimmune related. I've had that come and go. So throughout the whole year, I tend to always have my issues to some extent, but they're milder and more manageable. But what I didn't really realize until this fall, was how fall tends to exacerbate everything. So this is just my own analysis of what happened. I started doing the 45-minute workouts outside every day, and I went for a walk. We have a beautiful neighborhood. There's lots of trees and stuff. And in Southern California, we have a second allergy season right around this time of year. So it just started with having increased joint and muscle pain, not the same type of pain that you would feel or soreness that you would feel from working out. It's more like a nerve pain that I started experiencing. And I was like, okay, I'm used to this. I thought it was one of the milder flares. So I was like, okay, let's just work through this. I will just moderate the workouts. I'll take slower walks, and I will do more gentle workouts like yoga, Pilates, the gentle kind. I know that there's Pilates that will work you, but that's what I figured. So I was like, okay, I'll work with this. So I gave it about a week with the modified, but my symptoms just got worse. The pain got worse, but I persisted. And I was enjoying it because I was loving getting up in the morning. I got up at like around 4 a.m., which I tend to be a morning person anyway. Had my coffee, read my book, started drinking my water, taking my supplements. Like everything was feeling so good. And that feeling of accomplishment already in those first couple of weeks, like I was so proud of myself that I was doing this for me, for my health, for my family. And In fact, it's still something that I have on this list of things that I want to accomplish before, like in my 40th year of life, because it really did make me feel so great. But on the health side of things, my pain was just getting worse. And here is what really did me in, because I could live with the pain. It was debilitating, but I could handle it. But then I started getting extreme fatigue. We're talking, I was ready to go to bed at 3 p.m. And I usually go to bed at like 8 or 9. So I'm still grandma, but 3 p.m., that was weird for me. I don't typically, I usually wake up, I'm high energy, they're already at 4, I do my stuff in the morning, I'm productive all day, I tend to be very creative and love doing projects around the house and work on my business and such, and I just kind of lost everything. We had a few different engagements going on where we spent prolonged time outdoors. And it wasn't until the end of these 2 weeks when I finally had to stop the 75 hard that I saw this pattern. And it was that every time that I had spent a prolonged time outdoors, so we have a community park. One of them was the beginning of the challenge. It was one weekend we hosted my youngest birthday party. So we spent probably 5 hours or so out in this community pool area where there's all these trees and stuff. And I did take note that there was a lot of stuff flying around, a lot of pollen, a lot of stuff. So the day after, I'm zonked. I'm so tired, completely depleted. Originally thought that, okay, this is just from me being out in the sun, being exposed, hosting. I'll just rest. I'll be fine. But the following days, my pain got way worse and I started to feel this burning in my lungs, a heaviness in my chest. And so I was still sticking to the 75 hard, just really took it down even more. I started doing, instead of a walk and a light workout, I started to do a walk, a yoga, and then a 45-minute meditation, because apparently that is okay to do as well. But it still was not okay for my body. My body just kept spiraling. And then the day before I ended up quitting, we were again outside, and I was also exposed to some essential oils, which I didn't know were that bad for me. We had some of the natural mosquito repellent spill in our car, and we then proceeded to spend an hour in that car heading to a family get-together. And I honestly felt for a while in that car like my husband was going to have to just take me to the ER instead. The way it just burned my throat, burned my lungs. It was awful. And then that just got worse. In fact, today is that was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, that was 5 days ago. And today's the first day that I don't feel burning in my lungs and in my throat anymore. I have been coughing up, I felt like I had fluid deep down in my lungs after that experience, but it's been very scary this week. And so it was because of that last real just wham or hit to my system that I just felt like I could not continue. But so why has this challenge been life-changing for me in spite of technically failing on day 15? Because I think that the challenge offered a magnifying glass as to where my body is actually at. So I have lived with these health issues for many, many years, but because they come and go, it has been very hard it has taken a while to really see the patterns. And I think it was thanks to my consistency of 2 workouts a day, one being outside. So I was not avoiding the outdoors. I was consistently doing the same thing for 2 weeks. And I was engaging in stuff that should typically make a healthy person feel better and do better in terms of their health. But for me, my health was just declining. So that taught me so much, and it gave me so much to bring back to my doctor when I sought help. And she ended up actually prescribing me steroids and a strong anti-inflammatory in order to stop whatever, like the way that my immune system and my body was just spinning out of control. And for that, I am so grateful. Not that I had to go on these medicines. I really don't want to be on those types of medicines in the long run, but that it finally registered with my care team how severe this is. And since then, they've ordered a whole slew of other tests. They're testing me for everything from rheumatoid arthritis and lupus to MCAS, so mast cell activation disorder. They're looking, we're probably going to test for EBV, so Epstein-Barr virus. I'm going to see like women's health because there's been some correlation with my cycle. There's just so many things. It's like this was what was needed to crack open this whole new set of like ahas for both me personally and for my care team. So yeah, I've been through hell the last few weeks, to be honest, but I'm just so happy that I did 75 hard, that I did 2 weeks of 75 hard. And so for where I'm at right now, obviously I'm just a few days, like this is my 3rd day on the steroids, so they're still not in full effect. So I need to be super careful until we know what's triggering this extreme reaction. I need to stay away from being outdoors. So there's no way that I can go back on the 75 hard right now, the true version. But I am planning, as soon as I feel better, as soon as I hit some kind of a status quo here, I am totally intending on going on 75 soft. And likely what I'll do is I'll just have the exact same rules as 75 hard, but I will have to do both workouts indoors, and I'll likely just moderate them to be 20 minutes each. I'll just kind of like take it as it goes and see where my body is at, because I don't want to do anything right now to like shock it again. But just the way that I saw during the weeks that I was on 75 hard of being in this like consistency, in this rhythm, it made me feel so good. Apart from all those bodily symptoms, the way it made me feel mentally was so good. And I honestly already miss it. Like this, I feel like I was in competition with myself in a good way. Like I was just like so determined to do it, and I was having so much fun with it, and it felt so good to be engaging in healthy activities in that type of a way. I did forget to say before that you can't have any cheat meals and you can't drink any alcohol during the challenge. And those are definitely 2 things that I'm going to continue with as well, because health and fitness has never been more important to me. So in terms of my diet during these 2 weeks, because I had only set as my rule for my diet to reach 120 grams of protein a day, that wasn't too hard for me to do. And when I started experiencing the flare, I read up on the AIP diet, so autoimmune protocol diet, and it was easy for me to stay with the 120 grams of protein a day while also going on the autoimmune protocol diet. So I've been doing that, and I'm definitely going to stick to it, because at least that's something that I can do to figure out if there is anything in my diet that my body is reacting to. I don't think that it's that purely, at least, but there might be a contributing factor. It certainly doesn't hurt to eat something that is very low inflammatory when your body is just going out of control like it has for me. But yeah, so those are some of the things that I do intend on continuing. It got so bad here a couple days ago. I took, 3 days off? I was literally like sleeping all day, all night. My body needed to just heal and recover. But for the first day today, I woke up and I checked my Oura ring and my stats are actually looking a lot better. So I'm hoping here in the next few days that my 75 soft challenge can start. And hopefully, with this new insight into my health and all of these tests that they're taking, I'm really hopeful that in the next few months, by the end of this year, I'm going to have some answers as to what's been going on with my health throughout my 30s and perhaps even longer. So that was my little story about why 75 Hard was life-changing for me in spite of failing. And I will definitely be back on the challenge as soon as my body is healed and ready to take on such a thing. But thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have experienced anything similar while on the challenge. Bye.